You know that feeling, right? You spend hours crafting the perfect social media post, you pour your heart into it, hit publish, and nothing. Just crickets. It is so frustrating, especially if you're a creator or a business owner. But what if the solution isn't just working harder? And then, when you do get some engagement, you're suddenly stuck in this endless loop, answering the same DMs over and over. Price. Can I get the link? More info, please? It's a massive time suck, and it pulls you away from the actual work you're supposed to be doing. So, what if you could hire an employee who works around the clock, 24/7, responds to every single person in seconds, and never, ever gets tired? I mean, that's the big promise of AI agents. But there's a catch. There's one critical mistake that almost everyone makes that can turn this incredible tool into something that actually pushes your audience away. And we're going to break down exactly what that is and how you can avoid it. So here's the game plan. First, we're going to talk about the massive shift that's happening right now. Then, we'll dive into a practical playbook you can literally start using today. We'll also cover the super important human element. And finally, we'll get into the strategic thinking that really separates the pros from the amateurs. Okay, first up, the big shift. We are moving way beyond simple tools like schedulers and into the world of truly autonomous agents. And trust me, this is a monumental leap. So, what even is an AI agent? Well, the textbook definition is a system that can see data, reason through it, and then take action. But the one word in there that changes everything is autonomous. It can actually think and act on its own. And here's the key difference. Traditional automation, it's kind of like a one-trick pony. If someone comments link, then send this one message. That's it. But an AI agent, that's a co-pilot. It actually understands context, it can reason, and it can adapt on the fly. It's a whole different ballgame. Okay, enough theory. Let's get practical. How do you actually use this stuff? We're going to walk through a super high-value, totally safe, and platform-approved strategy, the Instagram comment to DM. It's actually super simple. Here's how it works, step by step. Step 1 is the trigger. Someone comments on your post with a keyword you set, something like link. Step 2 is the action. Your AI agent instantly shoots them a personalized DM. And step 3, the result. You turn that follower into a real lead or customer right at the moment their interest is at its absolute peak. It's a clean 3-step process. But why is this so incredibly effective? Well, it all comes down to speed. The agent responds within this critical 1 to 3 second window. This does 2 really powerful things. First, you grab that person's attention before they just scroll on by. And second, that instant engagement sends a major signal to the Instagram algorithm that your content is valuable, which can actually boost your post's reach. And get this, just by setting up this one simple automation, you are already way ahead of 90% of creators who are still stuck copy-pasting DMs by hand. People who are serious about growth, people in our crowd, they get this. It's a massive point of leverage. All right, but I know what you're probably thinking right now. I don't want to sound like a robot. And you're right, this is the human element. And honestly, getting this part right is everything. So let's explore how to actually do that. So here's your playbook for making it sound human. 4 simple things. First, train the AI on your specific brand voice. Don't just use the generic stuff. Second, create a bunch of different message variations so it's not spamming the same text every time. Third, use what's called a human-in-the-loop approach where you can actually review and approve messages. And this is critical. Don't just set it and forget it. You got to tune and refine its responses over time. It's a really safe and practical way to keep it authentic. And this really brings us to a huge mindset shift that separates the pros from everyone else. See, the pros know AI is a co-pilot, not the pilot. It's there to automate the 80% of boring, repetitive work so you can focus on the 20% that truly matters, your strategy and building real human connections. Okay, remember that critical mistake I mentioned way back at the beginning? This is it. Most people only focus on the short-term gains, the quick wins. But the real strategic return on investment, that comes from understanding that there are actually 2 different clocks you need to be watching. This framework is a game changer. Think of it like this. There are 2 clocks running. The first clock is service ROI. This is all about short-term efficiency, saving time and money. It gives you quick wins, but it has a ceiling. But the second clock, that's experience ROI. This is the long game of building loyalty, trust, and brand value. It takes longer to pay off, but here's the secret almost nobody talks about. This second clock has no ceiling. its value just compounds forever. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The data backs this up in a huge way. Accenture found that companies that shift their focus from seeing customer service as just a cost to seeing it as a value center by focusing on that second clock, they achieve 3.5 times higher revenue growth, 3.5x. That's the power of playing the long game. So here's the bottom line. Understanding the difference between these two clocks, that's what separates amateur marketers from professional brand builders. You now have the framework that the top strategists are using to really make their AI investments pay off. So when you pull it all together, what's the big idea here? The goal isn't to replace humans, not at all. It's to free us from all those repetitive, soul-crushing tasks so that we can focus on what we actually do best: strategy, creativity, and building real, meaningful relationships. But honestly, we're just scratching the surface here. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What happens when you can give an AI agent a high-level goal, like launch this new product, and it just builds and executes the entire marketing campaign completely on its own? Because believe me, that's where all of this is going.
If this touched your heart, please subscribe, like, and share it with your family. Save this for more meaningful content ahead.